Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Get the dome chromed. Oh, yeah. That's how you get your dome chromed. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how you do it. Oh, that's my ear, you weirdo. Ah, you floppy-eared weirdo. Ah, help. Lord, help me. We got to do the show. All right. That tail is just a flying around. Good grief. Flap my tail. My goodness, you ready to do a show? Okay, ready to do a show? Dog kisses, dude. Everybody loves dog kisses. To the grill. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay, let's do something. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay. Welcome to Muddin and Beags live, episode 47. We're ready to go. We're all riled up, ready to go. Oh, goodness, help me, Lord. Help me, Lord. Been eating my beagle. Lord have mercy. Okay. Whew. All right. Hoorah! Okay, we're ready to rumble. Alrighty. So, alrighty. Okay, we're in the driver's seat. We're on time this week. Somebody wasn't late this week. Wasn't me. Oh, I'm never late. I'm always on time. Look at you doing there. Y'all dribbled all over me. What the hell have you done? Good Lord, have mercy. Hello, Miss Virginia. Hello, Miss Hippie. How you doing this week? Alrighty. So, this week is going to be the final week of going through the Pittsburgh Hump cut. High resolution glass plate negatives. And so we're going to finish that this week. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed that. It's episode 13 of doing that. So I think y'all are ready to go. Look how this dog done dribbled on my shirt. Lord have mercy. What in the world are you, dribble dog? Dribble dog. Lord have mercy. Okay, so let's go ahead and get through with the pleasantries and we'll be right back.
You think you know me? You think you know my struggles, my pain, my journey? Let me tell you something. Don't judge me by what you see or hear. I didn't walk this path to impress anyone. People love to point fingers, to act like they know everything. They don't know my story. You don't know what I had to sacrifice. Because everything I've become was built from battles you never saw.
Okay, we're ready to go, I do believe. Hey, Siggy, how you doing? And we got the beagle ready to go. Let me give him some road chompers to go ahead and get on out my hair. Ah, that tail is you need to register that with the state of North Carolina. That's a dangerous weapon, that daggone tail. Good gracious, that's a dangerous weapon. Good gracious. I swear he aims for my drink every time. It's like he's got like a targeting system on his damn tail. Never seen anything like it. That's all right. I'm used to the chaos that is Beagle. Okay, all right. Sorry, folks. Okay, get my zen going. Okay, so show note. I'm going to say this as nicely as I possibly can. I'm liable to get riled up if I don't. But let me just say as nicely as I can that my good buddy Conspiracy RS made a video about Hump cut in Pittsburgh, and obviously he got it from me because, well, I'm the first one to bring it to the table, as you all know. And he didn't give me a shout out, which I understand why. Probably because I called him out for lying to his viewers about a brick turning into a stone, which is a lie. He didn't like that. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to be called out for lying to my people either. But it is what it is. But when people start actually looking for the Pittsburgh Hump cut, they're going to come here eventually, and they're going to figure out that this is where, the juice is at. Okay, it's right here. And so thanks, Conspiracy RS, for stealing my work. I appreciate that. If you need any other work, just let me know. You can contact me at stuffbeagle@gmail.com if you'd like to talk about it. But That's the way this community goes. It's not, you're not the first to steal my work, and you won't be the last. But their work originates here because I'm a real researcher. Go fuck yourself. Okay, that being said, just to let you know, I am working on a new Pittsburgh hump cut video, and it is going to be, okay, you know, you got triple X rated. Well, this is going to be quadruple X rated Mudflood porno. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be 18 and up. It's 20. It's going to be 30 and up. I don't know. It's going to have restrictions. It's going to have because it's going to be so nasty. It's going to be so good. I'm working on something so good. We're talking Mudflood gasms. So just bear with me. I'm working on it, but when it comes out, it's going to be, it's definitely going to get the rating system is definitely going to, they're going to have to create a new category for this one, because it's going to be that good. It's going to be so tasty. Just think contrast, and imagine a dessert that's really, really rich. That's what this is going to be like. You're like a freaking bullet, a furry bullet. You know that? You're a furry bullet with a tongue. Ah! Yeah! Dog kisses. Ah! You want to tussle? All right. We got business to do. We got Miss Hippie ready to go. Mr. Siggy Star is ready to go. Miss Virginia's ready to go. Okay, get. Ah, okay. Lord have mercy. See what I'm doing? Okay, so I've been busy this week working in the hump cut, and so let me go ahead and present some of my work that I did this week, and let me see here, get it going. Okay, so I'm continuing with showing you. Let me make sure that it shows it looks like it is. Make sure, Hippie, can you let me know in chat if you can see that that the picture, the image, the picture of the map. I want to make sure I'm not showing nothing. My problem is it doesn't trying to get this thing. Okay, yeah, it's showing. Okay, I got my head out of my keister. Okay, so here's our map. This is the Sanborn Fire map from 1905, and this is the key map. And this is, you look over here, and just as a reminder, a stone building is this color, this bronzish color, I'd call it. This red color, or I think it was red originally, but like brick color. It's faded a little bit, so it's hard to tell what color it really was. This is a brick building, and you got different kinds of bricks. You have to read over here: brick building with metal cornice, frame, side, stone front, brick special, blah blah blah. Okay, yellow is a frame building. That's a wood frame building. Okay, that's nothing special. Green is special. I've seen all kinds of weird stuff there. And then it also gives all kinds of information down here. And it'll tell you all kinds of things. But anyways, so we're continuing on, and this week I did 2 sections. I did this one here in pink, and then I'll have to show you the next section in a minute. So I went through this entire section here, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, and checked for what was there and what is here today. So that being said, this is map number 51, and so you can see there is a ton of brick buildings, and now these maps are very, very detailed. They're incredible. These are on the Library of Congress if you want to go look them up and do your own damn research, which I'm poking you in the chest to do. If you really want to get your toes in the game, that this is how you do it. Okay, so that's what was there in 1905, and this is what is left. One building right here, Holy Trinity Church. That's the only thing left in that map. Next map, number 52. And you can see these are not little buildings, y'all. This is, if I don't know if it gives the measurements, but these are not small. I know they look small here, but these are, if you see these in real life, they're not small things. Like, this is massive, but these are not, the smaller. They're not tiny little buildings. They're decent size. So, there's a lot that's going on here. Okay, so got that. That's what's there in 1905, and that is in today. Nothing, not a zero, zilch. Next map, 53, and you see there's a bunch of buildings. Got a Carnegie Library here, and so today that's 1905, and this is today. Carnegie Library is still there, and there is a few of these buildings left. Next map is 54, and that is what was there in 1905. And I encourage you all to double check my damn work. Okay, so this is 1905. This is today. I encourage you to double check my work. Am I 100% accurate? I would say I'm running about 95% at least accurate. Where the problem comes in is two things. Number one, they will change the numbers of the address, which makes it difficult to determine sometimes what is what. Another thing is they erase streets and they change the street names, which makes it very difficult. And so there's a lot. Another thing they do is there'll be a building there like this one, and then they'll destroy this one and put up a new building, which is also old looking. So you have that problem. So it becomes a little bit complicated in that aspect, but I'm going to be honest with you, y'all. Most of the time, I'd say 95% of the time, it is pretty damn easy to figure out what is there and what is not there. It is incredible. Let's keep on. This is map 55. And I know this may be a little bit boring, but I'm trying to help you guys understand this. Actually, if you did this yourself, you would understand how fucking cool this is. This is so freaking, I have learned so much doing this about the city of Pittsburgh and what was there and what is left and what they're doing. I have a very different perspective now of what is going on. That's 1905. This is today. It is not easy to go through this. I will be. It is trying, because they have changed so much with the names of the roads and they've deleted roads, they've added roads, they've changed addresses. Like, you'll have an address here of 619, then you'll go look today, and that address will be 2339, something like that. So that really like screws with you. Okay, so then you have to get creative about counting excuse me, counting the lots. I've gotten really good at counting the lots to figure out what is what, but that can be challenging as well. It's complicated, y'all. Okay, so that is the first set. Let me remove that bad boy, and we're gonna start the second set. Let me get that geared up. And oh wait, no, Those aren't toys. Okay, got geared up. Okay, gonna make it presents the screen. Hello, Miss Kathy Barton. How you doing? I saw Miss Kathy hanging out over there at Lucius and Lorian the other day. And let's see. Share that bad boy. Make sure my doodad just doodad and make sure that it pops up here. Um, okay, all right, we're cooking with gas. Okay, so back to the map again. This time we're looking at the section in yellow: 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, and 75. That is where we're going. And just so you know, the green area here, should have said this before, the green area here is the original hump cut. So we're outside of the hump cut. I want to stress that. The hump cut, let me put it this way. What my thinking is now is the hump cut was just the beginning of a very large operation to destroy Pittsburgh. This is map 61. You can see there is a lot of buildings in it. There is a lot of brick. These are not little tiny buildings, y'all. These are not small. Okay. Look, this is an entire city block full of buildings. Okay. This is today. You got 4 buildings left, 5 buildings left. It's maybe 6. Yeah, 6 buildings left of different sizes. Okay, that's what's left today. Map 62. I hate that little thing at the bottom. I don't know why it does that. I figured out at one time how to kill that thing, and I don't know how to kill it. I've been trying to figure it out. Drive me nuts. Okay, so this is in 1905. Okay, and this is today. And the top here is gone, and you got quite a few buildings left here, y'all. There's a bunch left. Oh yeah. So, I mean, what is the percentage on that? Okay, this is map 63. These are really interesting right here. I remember these. There's some of these left here, but and if you remember that high school we looked at, I believe last show, that high school is this row of houses. If you look straight down the street, down this way, the entrance to that high school is looking straight down the street, and these houses are stone front. That's what that blue is right there, and they were really nice. And they're 3 stories with basements, so 4 stories. And then most of them are gone now. There's a few left, and they're like, you can tell that they're probably going to be gone. But it's worse than that, y'all. Okay, this is 1905. This is today. And there's what's left. Okay, you got some here, one there, one up here. That one's actually a different kind. And then you got some up here left. Okay, so this is map 64. And down here I thought was interesting. There's a brickyard. Got kilns here. So they're trying to give the narrative that they made the bricks. So that's 1905, and this is today. There is no evidence of a brick kiln. It is gone. Okay, it's a nice little neighborhood now. They've made a nice little subdivision out of it. Oh, and I mean, I've learned so much, y'all. That we're not. Look, we're going to be done going through the pictures tonight, y'all, but we're not done. Oh, we're not done. We got more work to do. 66, map 66. Not a lot going on in this map, as you can tell. Got some stuff up here at a public school up here. All these yellows are framed houses, wood frame houses, and nothing's left, so it doesn't really matter. And this is map 75. This will be the last map today. And you can see, I believe that, this is the brick kiln over here that was in the other map. That's the lower half of the brick kiln. All these are framed houses. Got brick houses down here. Got some large buildings there. And I had some buildings going across here. And that is 1905. And this is today. Everything up here, of course, the brick kiln is gone. and this building is here, these buildings are here, and these buildings are here. And what these here are, I remember these are brick houses. They're like 3-story brick houses, um, pretty pretty deep, good, I don't know, 50 feet deep, something like that. I mean, they're not tiny little things. They're 40 feet deep. I mean, they're deep. They're big son bitches, right? They're they're 3 stories with a basement. Okay, so that's that. Another thing I've noticed is that Pittsburgh is okay. Oh, y'all, what I've just showed you, you can just go ahead and erase like half of what I just showed you that was still there. Okay, all the half that I just showed you that was still there, you can go ahead and erase that within the next year, because if you're when as you're looking around, half those buildings were condemned or they were boarded up with no trespassing. They were burned out, and they are basically just awaiting demolition. They're half of what I just showed you is getting ready to go within the next year, probably. So they are systematically destroying Pittsburgh, the old Pittsburgh. It is going away. They're going to keep very little of it. Another thing they're doing, which is very strange, there is a certain style of buildings, especially the houses in Pittsburgh. They have a distinct style, and once you look at them enough, you'll understand that style. Um, what's weird is when they're reconstructing these new subdivisions, they're building homes that are very. It's like they tore down the homes and rebuilt them with modern materials. That's interesting. I mean, it's like spit and image, like of this style. So it's very it's like they're just completely gutting Pittsburgh. And you know what's weird is, like, is it Pittsburgh that this has happened? Is this just a Pittsburgh problem? Is what I'm wondering. I'm wondering if this is what they've done in other places or a lot of places. I'm wondering if this problem is much bigger than I'm seeing. I'm wondering if I, I'm encouraging y'all to do what I'm doing here. Pick a city, look up the Sanborn fire maps for a certain city, and you got to look careful because there's different years of Sanborn fire maps. So you need to choose carefully which ones you use, um, because they'll be different. But uh, I highly suggest going through this process. And basically, I'm using Google, and you. Another thing that's really fucking cool is as you go through these areas, you'll be looking at a building. You'll look at a building that's still there, or it doesn't even matter. You're just looking at an area, and on the old map, the 1905 map, you know that there's supposed to be buildings there or were buildings there, and you can click back, the different dates on the Google, and go back in time, and all of a sudden you go back to before they had demolished, and you see these old buildings, and they come back to life. It's so cool. I highly suggest y'all do this, and it's something that um we'll probably do some of that here, because I really have enjoyed this investigation. um I have learned so much about Pittsburgh and about what they've done and what they're doing. And I'm trying to share that with you guys, but it's overwhelming how much is there to share. Hello, Jason Marshall. How you doing? So that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into our pictures of the rest of the glass plate negatives, and go ahead and finish out our look at those. Close that down, and we're gonna finish this out tonight. Um, and I appreciate you all hanging in there with me, because I know it's been kind of trying to go 13 shows of this. But I felt it was important, and maybe one day you'll understand why I did this. So let's get into it. 1912 plans for gradient changes to Clay Alley and Chatham Street in the 1900s. The hump cut took place in the downtown area known as Grants Hill. The project began with planning in 1909 and ended with the final cut in 1913. It changed the gradient of Grant Street, Diamond Street, and Oliver, 5th, 6th, Webster, and Wiley Avenues. For more information, please see Frederick Law Olmsted, Pittsburgh Main Thoroughfares, Downtown Districts. And we will look at that book at some point, not this week, another time. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'll let you get a gander. These are the blueprints for the contractors that were doing the work in the hump cut to look at while they were to know what to do. This is the plans for the hump cut. Now remember, this is the third hump cut. So this is the last of the 3 hump cuts. And you see, City of Pittsburgh, Department of Public Works, Bureau of Construction, Improvement of Streets Hump Cut, or Hump District, Clay, AY, and Chatham Street. Oh, Clay Alley and Chatham Street, sorry. And let's see, 1912 is when this was made. So to go back over again, the top here is a looking down on the street. This is Clay Alley, and it shows how they're going to put in a new sewer pipe. This is Chatham Street, and this here is Chatham Street, Webster Avenue, Wiley. You can see the new sewer pipe and everything with the lines going diagonally there and here. That is the hump cut. That is where they're digging. Okay. These are, I believe, sewer pipe plan things that I don't understand. That's above my pay grade. Now, these are really interesting, really fascinating to me. These are the side profile views of these roads, and so this is Clay Alley, and you'll see here this is the present surface. This is in 1912, and this is the proposed grade. So they're going to take the surface of the road from here down to here, and these little boxes here are the buildings, and you can see what is above ground prior to the hump cut and what is below ground prior to the hump cut. And then this is the new grade, so that means they're going to lower these buildings. But we also know that they destroyed 97.5% of the buildings later, after the hump cut and after they dropped the buildings to the ground. And here's an interesting one. These are still way in the ground down here, even after the proposed grade. And here again, we have Chatham Street, and this is the present surface here. And you can see these buildings are way under the ground here. And this is the proposed grade. And you can see where the new sewer pipe's going to go. So that's just really interesting stuff. That is really, really good evidence right there for what we're doing. And just keep going. This will be a different plan. This will be 1912 plans for gradient changes and building demolition on Chatham Street and Strawberry Way. Okay, so let you get a gander at that. Gander for you city folks as a look. And so we got the, let me give you the tag there, Chatham and Strawberry, so you know where you're at. And this is the overhead view. This is one of those kind of weird corners. This is interesting. Buildings to be removed. So there's a building here. Everything in the diagonals is hump cut. That's where they're going to dig it out. And there's a building right here. They're just going to remove it. They say right here on the plans. And then here, buildings between these lines to be removed. So right here, more buildings to be removed. And then over on this one, got Strawberry Way. There's some buildings to be removed. let's see here. So here's the this is Chatham Street, and this is the present surface here in 1912. These are the buildings up here, and this is the proposed grade, new grade, um, and yeah, it's very complicated, but this is how they figured out, how that this is the plan, how they did it. And here's the Strawberry Way one, and there's the present surface. Um, I would imagine this weird piece right here is that there's a road running this way here, would be my guess. I've seen weird stuff like that in the pictures, so imagine that's what that is if I had to guess. Here's the proposed grade, and you can see buildings still are below the surface. Alrighty, if you want to look back at remember all these are available on this website, so you can go and do the link is in the description. It always has been. So there's really no excuse for you not to get off your ass and go do your own research. Um, and we got a 1912 map of plans for improvements on Diamond Street. Okay, and let's get a gander at that one. And give you that's your Diamond Street. And you can see your overhead. And you got your hump cut with the diagonal lines. And then we go down to the side profile, and you got your present surface right here, and your proposed grade. So all this dirt was getting gone. You can see the buildings are below the dirt, and you can see they'll have to lower these buildings. Alrighty, so we're not going to look too long at those. I think you get the idea if you need to refer back to those in your research, which I hope you will do. Hint, hint. Do your own research. 1912 map of plans and improvements of Fifth Avenue. Okay, so we've got Fifth Avenue. And let me give you a gander at that. Get you a look at that. There you go. Yeah, you go. Okay, we got Fifth Ave. Okay. And looking at the overhead here, you got the hump cut with the diagonal lines. We've seen this in the pictures, this trolley line section. I imagine you've seen that. Remember that if you've been hanging around here for a while. Present brick sewer. Well, that's interesting. Present brick sewer. That's very interesting. I wonder if that's one of those arched brick sewers that we're always finding today. Oh, here's a side view of the street where you have gas pipe of different companies, 6-inch, 10-inch. Over here, 6-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch. 2 to 3-inch electrical conduits, Holmes Electrical, 12-inch water pipe, 12 duct conduit, ACL Company. So those weird terracotta looking pipe with the different with several holes. I think that's what those are. I've been wondering what they are. 24-inch sewer. Okay, and here's the side view. You got the present surface level here, and you see these buildings go way deep in the ground. You see those dotted lines? That's a building. Proposed grade, and we're down here. This is under the dirt. So a lot going on there. Okay, so we're moving on down to the next one. Gonna find out what's in this picture, and then we're gonna uncover the truth. Going to 1912, map plans for improvement Fifth Avenue again. Going to Fifth Avenue because we like to. Okay, gonna get the gander of that. Okay, we got Hump District, Fifth Avenue. Okie dokie. Well, we opened up the vegetable stand this week, so we got that going. Didn't put out too much, don't have too much yet, but I would put out what we had, and we're going to try to get her going. I built the vegetable stand 2 years ago, and we just got around to actually putting vegetables in it this year, even though I've been,
trying to get it going. I just couldn't get certain people off their keisters. I got them off their keisters this year by hounding the shit out of them. There's another one of them trolley tracks that Sig likes. He likes some trolley tracks, them old funky trolley tracks. Buildings between these lines to be removed. So get rid of those buildings right away. Buildings between these lines to be removed. So get rid of them buildings. There you go. All right, so then you got side profile view. You got the original present surface right here. And you can see the buildings right there. They're going to be uncovered, and you still got buildings under the ground right there because this is the proposed grade. All righty. And I think it's interesting, and I don't know what the answer would be to this, but I love this wording, proposed grade. Why is it proposed? What is the problem that they don't know how hard it's going to be to dig? Is the problem that they're going to get down there and find something they don't know is there? Is the problem that they don't like? What is the problem? Why are they calling it proposed grade? Why don't they call it new grade, something like that? Like we're going to do it. Like it's kind of like it's questionable whether they're going to accomplish this or not. I don't know. It's kind of interesting to me. 1912 map plans for improvements to Oliver Avenue. Okie dokie, going to Oliver Twist Avenue. Okay, get you a gander at that in case you need to see what's going on. And then you got Oliver. Okay. Pittsburgh has some of the strangest street names I've noticed. They're just very odd. Okay, so this is the overhead look. And I kind of get a little bit of building between these lines to be removed. So we're going to get rid of them there. There's Cherry Way. Building to be removed right here. There's a building in the middle of the street, it looks like. Buildings between these lines to be removed. So, okay, I've got some sort of something over here. So this is some sort of street. It's like a street grade something. Ordinates for roadway. Oh, so it's like a grade. Like I've got a weird grade here. They must be having a drainage problem. And this is just something I noticed today, which is really weird. That I was looking at how when they were doing the hump cut, and they took a picture between the looking down Grant, and you got the Frick building on the left and the Allegheny Courthouse on the right, and they got a footway bridge going across over the street between the two buildings. And what I thought was weird was that the Frick building was lower than the Allegheny Courthouse, like the grade, the old grade. Okay, so what my point is, you can clearly see in the old grade that when it rained, the road would just wash the water down into the Frick building. It was really like, what? Like, how do they expect people to believe this shit? Okay, present surface level here, proposed grade here. You can see these buildings are way below proposed grade. So what's up with that? And there's some of that sewer pipe mess and jargon stuff I don't understand. That means something to a plumber. So we need a plumber. Somebody needs to get Paul Cook involved here. Let's see. 1912 map of plans for improvement. 6th Avenue. 6th Avenue here. Okie dokie. Get your gander at that. I know it looks complicated, but I believe you guys are top-notch, top flight, and y'all figure this shit out. I believe y'all can understand this. I really do. I think with me running my mouth and y'all looking at these images and then y'all doing some, actual intellectual contemplation about this. I think y'all can figure this out. I really do. I have faith in you. So there's 6th Avenue. You got the diagonal lines indicating the hump cut. Alrighty, and here is the side profile view, and you can see the present surface and the proposed grade, and you can see what buildings were sitting above and what buildings were sitting below the grade. I mean, I'm sorry, but these maps are incredible. If you understand what you're looking at, they're incredible. So you might take you a little while. Go back and look at these things, and do your own thinking. Don't let me think for you. I mean, who knows? I might be a crazy person. Woo! You never know. You got to double check. 1912 map plans improves 6th Avenue and Ross Street. Alrighty, and let you get a gander at that. Take your long hard look. Okay, 6th Avenue and Ross Street, right there. And you got your overhead look, and we'll find what we're gonna look for. There's those weird trolley track changeovers. Buildings between these lines to be removed. Don't get rid of them buildings. We ain't got no time for them. Look at that right there. Got present surface. Got proposed grade down here. You got these buildings up here, and you got the buildings that are underneath the dirt. So we're going to do that there. We got over here. We go over here. We're going to get the present surface. We got the proposed grade right here. So we're still going to have a bunch of building underneath the surface. This was just poking out right here. This little pop-out building there. You got some of that sewer mess down here. That is definitely above my pay grade. And there's the side view of the street, which I think is really interesting. If you're a plumber or electrician, this should be really interesting, or a gas man. I think it's really fascinating that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different gas companies running lines through here. No, 6. Excuse me, I missed one. 6 different gas companies running their gas down the road. Now, that's how it was in the old ways. I mean, like, back when we had, businesses competing for, your money. Now you get one choice and you got to pay triple for it. 1912 plans for gradient changes as well as various sewer and street improvements on Ross Street. So going to Ross Street this time, and get you a gander look at that and see what we got here. Okay, you're gonna go around here, gonna get to Ross Street. You're gonna go back up, get over here, look down on Ross Street right here. Yeah, yeah, going right there and see what we got. And there's those sewer pipe angles, and here's the side profile view, present surface, and there's the proposed grade. And you can see the buildings are way underground, and they're going to uncover them. And this one's still going to be way underground. So what's up with that? How you like them apples? Alrighty. And what we got next? Let's see. I don't know. Who knows? I'm not driving. Oh, yeah, I am driving. Oh, no. 1912 plans for gradient changes in various street improvements on to Gala Alley and Maloney Alley. Who are naming these damn streets? Okay, so we got get you a look at that. There you go. Got Gala Alley over here and Maloney Alley. That's weird names. Okay, we got what we got there. We got ordinance for the roadway, so you got a weird something there. I don't know what the hell that is. I don't know. You got to figure that out yourself. It'd be on your own there. This is Gala Alley, and there's the hump cut right there. Gonna get rid of that there. Don't need that no more. Gonna get the present surface right there. The proposed grade right there. You got buildings above ground, buildings below ground. Everything gonna have basements and sub basements and sub basements near sub basements. We got Maloney Island here. Okay, we'll get here to get oh, present service. We got those great right there. You got buildings up here and got buildings underground. We'll still have some buildings underground down here. That's how we're gonna do it. That's how we roll over here in Pittsburgh, USA. 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 Oh, good gracious. What is this country coming to? I don't know. 1912. Map of plans for improvements to Resort Alley and Lemon Alley. Resort Alley. We're going on vacation. Okay, here we go. Resort Alley and Lemon Alley. Take you a good look. Make sure you know where we're at. Resort Alley and Lemon Alley. Okie dokie. And we got Resort Alley here. Script Way, Cherry Way. Got Hump Cut in the middle. That's interesting. Got a vault right there. So a vault is an areaway. Okay. Pavement vault lights. Anyone? Da, 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 da. And you got present service and proposed grade. And those dotted lines are buildings. Okay. Lemon Alley. Then we got present service, proposed grade. Right there. And you can see what's above ground, what's below ground, what's going to be uncovered, what's going to be. Look at all this. All this is still underground after they do the hump cut. Look, this one's going to leave. We're going to leave just the tip. Just the tip. That's all we're going to leave. That's how Pittsburgh rolls. Just the tip. I told you this is going to be some nasty, nasty stuff here. I'm telling you. We're getting nasty up in here. I'm telling you. Beagle, don't listen to Siggy. He's trying to tell people I've been smoking your biscuits. That's not true. We know that's not true. Shh, Siggy, don't tell everything. 1912 map plans improvements Diamond Street. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay, there's your Diamond Street plan. Yeah, There we go. There you go. Diamond Street. Okie dokie. And let's look at that. And get the overhead right there. And see if we can find anything weird. Never know. You never. There's Grant Street right there. There's your profile view, your present surface, your proposed grade. You can see the buildings above ground, the buildings that are going to be uncovered, and then you can see what's going to be still below ground when they do the hump cut. It's going to be daggone right under here. It's going to have daggone bunkers under here for the elite to hide out when we go to get the pitchforks on them. That's what's going to happen. Alrighty. And we're going to get into some pictures now. So buckle up, buttercups. And we got 1912 40-ton steam shovel cutting the hump cut at the corner of 5th Avenue and Grant Street. Alright. And let you get a gander and peek at that. Yeah, that's looking right cool right there. You got the old shovel gets digging on that rock there. Look at that right there. Yeah, boy. Everybody looking on wondering what in the hell are they doing? Look at that little Mudflood winter sticking out there. We know what that is. This is the Frick building right here. Right there. Yep. You know what? Something interesting I noticed in a picture, and I'll have to wait till we find a picture of it. But what's interesting is that when this is before the hump cut. Okay, they're just digging out the hump cut. This is on the Allegheny Courthouse is right over here. Okay, and this is the Frick building on the side. And so when they dug this out, when you look at it today, there's no railing. See this railing right here? That goes away today. But what's weird is that right after they did the hump cut, okay, after they, cut it down and they redid the sidewalks and everything, there's a picture that I saw today that shows this still in place. Why would they put this back if there was no mudflood windows? Now, what's weird is the picture I saw was looking from the side here like this, so you couldn't see down to see what was there. So I'm wondering if we can find a picture. Look at that. Look right there. There you go, Siggy. And so I'm wondering I'm wondering what's going on with that, because I'm wondering if there was if like they left the mudflood winters going lower and then they covered them up later. I don't know. It's just something I noticed today. Anyways, we got our buddies over here hanging out with their symbology, so we know who's who. All right, and get on to Webster. Let me get on there and see. Let's see what we got here. Nope. And we got 1912. Hump cut looking east on Webster Avenue from 6th Avenue. On left, a poster advertised the Carnegie, Alaska, Siberia exhibition documentary is visible. This documentary was made from footage shot by Frank E. Kleinschmidt on his 1911 expedition. He later used the same footage to make Primitive Love in 1926. Alaska Siberia expedition. Now tell me that ain't interesting. Somebody needs to get looking on that. Look that up. I never heard that. Anybody ever heard of that? I never heard of that. Oh, what that's about. That might be interesting. Might be going there checking out Tartaria, see what's going on up in there. All right, so to get you a gander at that, got you a look. Good. Got this weird, as they're uncovering it, there's this weird feature through here I've noticed, which I can only guess is some sort of old sewer, but I don't know. I have noticed this feature. Let me see if we can find that. There it is. Carnegie, Alaska, Siberia expedition. That's interesting. Oh, there's some more. There, those posters are for it too. It's like they're showing like Eskimos and stuff. So they're Siberia, Alaska, Siberia. What? How does that work? Okay, that's weird. We'll look at him on, and it's got one Popeye on in there. Who don't love a good on it? And what do we find here? Got an arc light right there. Good looking on in there. Do arc light there. Another arc light right there. These guys are up to hanging out. Got some arches there. Like I said, 97.5% of these buildings are now gone. They went through here, did all this work, and then demolished 97.5%. There's that book they keep telling you to read. There's different versions of this book in here. And I have found ones that are better than others. So don't just grab the first one you see if you're doing this research. Look around and see if you can find, better versions. 1912 view to Hump, lowering on Webster Avenue, looking northeast, showing corner of Chatham Street. All right. He says she can learn a lot from these posters. Y'all really gonna like what I'm working on. I'm working on a little something. I'm telling you, I got a little. We're gonna have movie night on this one. I'm telling you, we'll do a premiere on this one, and it's gonna be good. It's gonna be pretty juicy. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you this Pittsburgh hump cut in a whole new light. Yep, we're gonna look at it a different way. I think you're gonna like it. I think it's gonna be. I'm having fun making it, but it's a lot of work. But you will you'll see. You'll see. I don't want to give away. I don't want to spoil it. Be a surprise. Okay, Restaurante. Do. See, they got these things right here. These are braces. And it's interesting as I was looking around. This is another thing I learned looking around, doing this research and going through the maps, the old sample farm maps, that in new construction, where they're working on buildings, they're actually still using this technique today. They've got modern versions of it, but they're still using that technique today in Pittsburgh to shore buildings up as they're working on them. I thought that was really interesting. You can actually see that, just walking around on Google. Very, very interesting. Check out these wheels right here. I know what they do. Get all that mud. Arc light, arch windows, dentals. I can't wait to show you what I'm working on now. I think you're really gonna like it. It's gonna be neat. All right. And we got 1912, a view of Hump lowering Webster Avenue, looking west, showing the corner of Tunnel Street. And yes, each one of these images is different. There are 458 different glass plate negatives. They are different images. And there are even images that look quite like I found one the other day that like two that were I had to go back and forth and look at them. I thought at first it was just they took a picture and then moved forward maybe 30 feet and took another picture, but it wasn't just that. I mean, they did do that, but it wasn't just that. It's like it was on a different day. And it was so weird because like in one picture there's phone poles on one side of the road. Like you see here, phone poles. Okay, there's phone poles in one of the pictures, and then in the next picture, all the phone poles are gone. It's like and like a lot of stuff that was in the street is gone. And it's like they're still working on it, but it's like if you really aren't paying attention, yeah, those images looked very similar. But then when you really fine tooth it and really get in there and get your knickers, dirty, you're gonna find these images are very different. 458 of these bad boys. So I will assure you, I have looked at these very hard. I looked at these very hard before I presented them to y'all. And then I'm presenting them to y'all. And then I made videos on them. And then I've been doing work behind the scenes on this. So I'm telling you, 458, y'all. Oh, Jared Booster found 70. I found 458. But that's what happens when you get your toe in the water first. You got to risk it for the biscuit and get in there and get it. I'm so happy I found this. This is definitely one of my crowning achievements. I've had a few, but this is definitely on the list of things I'm most proud of. of my work on this channel. And I don't think that this work will be understood till for a long time. I don't think that what I found here is going to really be. I mean, I've one thing I've learned is that it is so slow getting this information out to the public. My Charlie Kirk EMT research has still yet to hit the consciousness. It is trickling to the bigger channels, but it is trickling so slow that it's not hit the consciousness of the public yet. I mean, it's amazing how hard it is if you're a tiny channel like me, a little no known beagle in the back country. You like, it is amazing after into a mercury ball. And there's another one. It's amazing how hard it is to get your research out to the public. And then you got people, just taking your research and, not even give you credit for it. And, that's all right. That's just showing your true colors. That's pretty low, but, that's okay. You're not the first one that's done that. John Levy did it to me. The great John Levy. Have y'all seen him lately? He looks like he's I don't know. He ain't looking good. I don't know what the hell's wrong with that guy. Something. He looks terrible. I don't know. 1912 view of Hump lowering on Strawberry Way, looking west from Pentland Street. Oh, I don't know. He don't look. He needs to get out of that damn desert. I think it's fucking with his head. Somebody told me today he quit smoking. I don't know. Does that mean quit smoking or quit smoking weed? I mean, which is it? I mean, both would be good. I don't know. Anyways, take a look at there and get you a gander at that. And go over here and see what we got here. I don't know what this doodad is. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, that foundation. You see the hump cut line right there. You see, you got the door coming out right here. Or, oh, that's a window. Excuse me. Anyways, you can see it looks like a door. Okay, but it's a window. That's weird right there. Look how that line goes right there. Masons are so amazing how they can do things. That's a flat earth asterisk right there. You got your horizontal, your vertical, and your two. You got your torus field. You see that? I'm telling you, that's what I think that is. That's my opinion. Opinions is like keister holes. We all got them. Check out this little fella just hanging out there in the middle of the hump cut, just doing what he does, just hanging out. Got the Mudflood winters down here. Because we need that. We need Mudflood winters. What would the world be without a good Mudflood winter? I don't even know. Look at that. How pretty is that? Looks like mooring lines right here. Guy lines, excuse me. Not mooring lines. I don't know. Uh-oh, we broke one of the pipes. Look how thick those things are. Another weird anomaly I've noticed on looking up these old I think somebody wants to take a break. Another wait a minute. Did I do that one? Okay. Another weird thing I've noticed is like you'll have on the map, you'll have a row of houses, right? And then all of a sudden you'll be going down the road, and all of a sudden the houses will end and the road will end, and there'll be a freaking hill 30 feet tall right in front of it, like right where the road and the houses should be. It's really weird. You see that quite often. I'll have to show you that sometime. It's like there was a steep hill there, and then they put stairs. That's another thing. It's these stairs, right? It's very strange. All right, let's take a break, y'all, and let this beagle get out and not pee his fur, and we'll be right back. Okay.
I swear I'll change, yeah, I swear I'll stay. Bitter water, promise, baby, drink it anyway. I swear it's love, I swear it's clean. Say it till it's empty, say it through your teeth. So I throw a vow like coins in a cup, just to stop the flood, just to stitch you up. I'm good at the line, I'm bad at the proof. Look, I can sound like truth. Love's a thirst with no bottom to it. I pull my chest, you still run through it. I give and give, it don't turn to peace. Nah, it only turns the key. I swear I'll change, yeah, I swear I'll stay. Bitter water, promise, baby, drink it anyway. I swear it's love, I swear it's clean. Say it till it's empty, say it through your teeth. Bitter water, promise, baby, drink it anyway. I swear it's love, I swear it's clean. Say it till it's empty, say it through your teeth. Would mean honest. called it care, I called it home. Same old game with a different cup. You gave me silk with a wire inside, and I smiled like it weren't tight.
All right, here we are. We're back again. Back in the gut saddle again. Okay. Hope y'all had a good break. Hey, Odin's Raven, how you doing? Hello, Miss D-Word. And to see, I better give you a biscuit for Hippie said. Give him 2 biscuits. He deserves 2 biscuits. What are you looking at me that way for? Don't look at me like I'm edible. I ain't edible. Contrary to popular belief. Back on, you a nut. You a doggone nut. Ah! God, dangerous. Okay. All right. Well, we got the deck on the apartment in the sky, and got the plumbing is getting started laying out. Had the steel worker he screwed up on the he did a, I don't know how to explain it very well. Where the gutter goes should be like that. The steel should be like that so they can mount to the gutter, straight up and down vertical. And he did it inward. So he had to add a piece to make it vertical to put the gutter on. So he had to do that, and he thought it was going to take him an hour, and it ended up taking him all day. I don't know why he thought it was going to take him an hour. Anyways, and then and the metal, we got the metal siding, and the damn metal place made the bottom lip backwards. So instead of it coming down like this with the paint out, they had the paint underneath. So it's backwards. So we could none of that could get done. So that got screwed up. And then we're supposed to have the concrete guys come and work on the pig pens and goat pens this weekend, and they got to drinking and didn't work. So they're coming in tomorrow. So we not a very productive weekend. But anyways, that's that. That's how it goes sometimes. So all right, we're gonna get back into it. Let me add this that. Wait, how okay, remove, add. Oh nope. I don't want to. Okay, there we go. All right, and make sure that doodad is doodadded. Make sure it's going. And yeah, it's going. Okay, 1912. View of Hump lowering on Strawberry Way, looking west from Pentland. Okay, let you get a look at that bad boy. Okay. Bum bum bum. Yeah, that is that. Yeah, Kathy Broughton, that is actually AI music. There's a guy that makes he makes you'd have to go back and look at the video that I made of that video. But it was the last Tough Gut video I made. And he makes AI music, and it's really good. I'll be checking out his stuff more often. He basically has AI make music. In the like he'll say, make me a record kind of like Portishead or something, like something random, and it's pretty cool. But what I like about it is it's good, and it's not copyrighted, so you can use it. That's the problem with these damn copyrights is, they're trying to protect, all their rights and everything, but what they're doing is they're ruining music with all this copyright crap because nobody wants to share it. You can't share it because you get copy strikes. So it's like they're hurting themselves. So yeah, and AI is in commercial music, and yeah, unfortunately, you're right, and it's because of the music companies. It's not the artist, it's the music, it's the record companies. They're bullshit. They've always been the problem. The record companies are the devil. Before we get started, no, I don't believe in the devil, but it's the record companies. Okay, let's get into it. And we jibber jaw for nothing. Now these are what they're running, like electrical lines through right here, which is interesting. That, and there's another kind that we'll probably see, I imagine. Arched winders. There's Fred right there. Fred's a horse built America. And that puts you all on donkey watch, looking for a donkey. Looks like a scratch in the glass plate right there. Remember, these are images. These negatives are glass plate, and sometimes you'll see one where they're broken. That's pretty cool right there. Oh, they got a flag on that one. How about that? You see, there was a building here. You could see the joist inserts right there. Okie dokie. And moving on up. Oh, wait. Oh, I did the wrong thing there. I don't know what I did there, but that was not what I was trying to do. Bear with me, folks. There it goes. Okay, I want to hit that button. Buttons aren't toys. Okay. 1912 view Hump lowering on Webster Avenue from 6th Avenue to Grant. And I'll let you get a gander at that. Do. Yeah, the record. If you know anything about the record business, that they are the scummiest of the scum on the face of the earth. Like, if you know anybody that's into music, encourage them to go independent and like do it themselves. They're just the record company will dangle a carrot in front of your face that looks really shiny, and you'll think you're going to be a rock star, and they probably will make you a rock star, but one or two things are going to happen. Either they're going to make you a rock star and you're not going to produce the numbers that they need, and they're going to drop you like a bad habit, or they're going to take all your money and you're going to be screwed. So basically, either way, you're screwed. And then every once in a while, an artist gets through and like breaks through that and becomes big, but it is very, very difficult. And they go through a lot of shit. So if you really want to make music, now you go, the one drawback is that, and the trouble comes in the paradise, is when it comes to touring, to actual live performing. If you want to be a live performer, if you want to be on the big stage, it is very difficult to get on the big stage being an independent artist. That they are like, it is so costly to do those productions that it's very difficult. So that's the drawback. But if you want to make music, make records, and make money, go independent. That's my advice to you. Or don't. Do what you want. I don't care. Got these trolley tracks, those weird grooves. Siggy likes those. Look at these temporary, probably gas lines, I imagine. Could be water lines. I don't really know. Piano Company. See, when you move too much, this isn't AI. These are real images, y'all. These are real photographs. But when you move too fast, because these images take several seconds to take, if you move, the camera will notice it. But if you stay still, it's amazing how well the camera picks you up. Look how far this guy is back and how in focus he is because he's being still. But when you got them, when they took a picture close up, they were incredible. These glass plates are the bomb diggity, the boom diggity when it comes to photography. Check out that little arch right there at ground level. Talking about arch, little Mudflood arches. Cafe Bach, Cafe and Bar Bach. Mother and daughter checking out the event. Here's some signs for you. Oh, I can't wait to show you what I'm working on. I don't know how long it's going to take me because it's quite a lot of work, but it is going to be so good. It's like a fine wine. It's going to age. Oh, it's going to be good. 1912, view of the workers improving Hump on Webster Avenue from Peach Alley to Tunnel Street. Yeah, let's get a gander at that. Ba-ba-ding, ba-da-bum-bum. Check out these little fellas over here. How cute. You got a Mudflood drop-in right there. Check out this picture store. What are we selling? Photograph, Italian. I saw this weird sign today. I don't know if we'll see it. I don't know. It was an advertisement for Sweetheart toilet soap. It was one of these billboards in the background. If you happen to look at these pictures and you see a billboard that says Sweetheart toilet soap, it was on the left-hand side of the screen. It was like it had a guy and a bar of soap or something. But look at the guy's nose. It was very, very interesting. That was really weird. Check out those Vesica Pisces in that wrought iron right there. I believe they took these out during the wars for scrap to get rid of the old world. I believe that was an old world demolition arc light. They have just decimated Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is not at all what it was. They really, really tore it apart. Arc light. You can see it's on the cantilever here, so it can be brought down. I'm just wondering what they did to the rest of the world, because if they just, why would they just do this in Pittsburgh? What is so special about Pittsburgh that they demolished it all? I find that very strange. 1912, a view of improvement of Hump on Pentland Street from 7th Avenue to Tunnel Street. Let you get a gander at that. Got Mudflood winners there. Check that out. It's like a wood frame building there. And you can look at these in the Sanborn fire maps. You can see these buildings on the Sanborn fire map, and you can learn a lot from those maps. It'll tell you if it has basements. It'll tell you if it has you know, a vaulted sidewalk. It'll tell you if it has how many stories it is. It'll tell you what material it's made of. It'll show you how big it is, the actual shape of the structure. So if you really want to get in here and get your boots dirty, there's mud to be dug. You know, it's just, I can only do so much here. I'm trying to encourage others to get some skin in the game. 1912, a view of Hump District at Grant Street at the widening of 7th Avenue looking south. I want people to see this. I'm not like it's really not in my, what's not important. It's not that important for me to have credit for this. What's important is that the work gets out. What annoys me is when people just take the work and they know that it's mine, and they don't credit me just because they're, you know, pissed at me because I called them out because they lied to their people. You know, that does bother me. That's bullshit. You know, it's different if like some random person finds this and like doesn't know me or doesn't even know who I am, and they find this and then they share it out. That I don't have any problem with that. That is what it is. But when you know damn well where it came from and you're just mad at me because I, you know, pointed out that you're lying to your viewers, you know, that's a you problem. And then you're going to make it a me problem because I don't like that. I don't appreciate that. That's not cool. There's Fred, Horse Build America, Mudflood Landers. So, you know, frauds are us, you know. Shout out to frauds are us. Got a trunking tower there. Wow, they're just tearing the shit out of that building. Mudflood Lander. This building's so strange to me. Like, where's the door? It's very, very weird. I don't know. I'm wondering if maybe it's the doors coming from this company, because this is the telephone company. Look at those Mudflood windows there with those fancy grates over them. All right. (1912) view of Hump District area on 5th Avenue and Grant Street looking east near Allegheny Courthouse. All right. So the Frick building would be on the right-hand side of the screen. You can't see it, though. Look how much dirt they took out right here. That is a lot of dirt. Get that right there. You know what's something that's just kind of popping into my mind right now is that when they were going through here, I don't see it particularly in this shot, but you know what I'm talking about if you've been watching this investigation here. There's Fred. How they've been using the steam jackhammers to break up the rock. Look at these guys just looking out the windows. You know, there was a lot of rock down here in the middle. That would tell me that, okay, if rock, okay, what it tells me is rock was in the mud when it came in. Does that make sense? I don't think that rock was in situ like from the beginning of time. I think that rock was in the mud as it came in and filled these streets. So what kind of power of mud would have to be behind that? This is that bridge I was talking about right here. When you look at it from the side, when they've already dug this out, see, this is before they dug it out. They're just starting to dig it out. Well, they've dug out this street here, but they hadn't dug out this street. When they dig this street out, okay, and you're looking at this bridge from the side, you can see that the difference between the Allegheny Courthouse and the Frick building over here, that this building is higher than the Frick building. So that means the water would hit here, the rain, you know, it rains, it rains sometimes. The rain comes down, hits here, and then rolls down into the first floor, technically the second floor of the Frick building, which that's really weird. Like, why would you? That's just really weird to me. It'll make more sense if I find a picture that shows that. Until then, I'm probably sounding like a crazy person. That's all right. This is okay. 1912 view of Hump improvement on Pentland from Tuttle Street to 7th Avenue. All right. Get your gander at that. Here's a fella. He's always got this suitcase with him. That's definitely boss man right there. Yeah, he's boss man material. Look at that foundation there, and then the brick coming down. So that tells me that you know, we don't use brick as foundation. So you know, this is coming up, but you know, that's not the bottom of the foundation. So it's interesting. You know, there's a lot of people that believe that there was civilizations that built on top of civilizations, that they, and maybe that's what this is here. Maybe this is one civilization and this is another. Still old world, but you know, I mean, who's to say that we haven't built on top of, you know, civilization on top of civilization on top of civilization? I mean, how do we really know? We don't really know. We don't know. Arclight. I can tell you right now, just take your damn history books and throw them the fuck out, because they ain't worth a damn. I'm telling you that there's our world is not what we've been told. It's not right. Our history books are not right. You call it erasure of history. I don't give a damn. It's not. I'm not the one that wrote that history. Somebody else did that. So me pointing out the fact that history that they've given us is a lie, that's not me erasing history. That's me saying, hey, they erased history. They erased history, not me. That's not me that did that. I'm trying to undo what they did. I don't know why they did that. I don't know what they did. I'm sure it wasn't good. You know, bad deeds are done in the dark. Look at that old Mudflood winter there. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me through this, because I know this has been quite an ordeal to go 13 episodes of this. 1912 view of Hump District improvement on Tunnel Street and Pentland Street to Webster Avenue. I know it's a lot. Hello, Miss Sherry Ives. How are you? What's going on? Now we'll find. I don't know. Well, let's see. That's how they climb the phone poles. Those little nubs right there. Arc light. Always a lot of people standing around looking. Buffalo Winders. Sorry, you know, the history of Pittsburgh, there's something very, very off about the history of Pittsburgh and the story of how people lived in those times and what we actually see in the architectural evidence I have some questions about, like, there's stories about there's all these stairs all over the place, which is true, but the stories are that they would walk down the stairs to go to the factories in the morning and walk up the stairs in the afternoons to go home. And that is a lot of effort. If you've ever walked up tall stairs like that, I find that narrative kind of hard to swallow. And then there's this you get to these homes and you look at them, and if you take away the fact that they're burned out and they're boarded up and the windows are busted out and they look like crack dens, if you take away all that and you put a fresh coat of paint on those things, and you fix them up and you put them in your mind's eye in a way that they looked back then, those homes are really fucking nice. And I'm wondering how steel workers, lowly paid, hard working, dirty ass steel workers, could afford such nice homes. I have questions. At 1912, a view of Hump lowering on Grant Street from Webster Avenue to Fifth Avenue. Let's get a look at that. Up. There you go, Sherry Eyes. That's funny. What is that, a plow? They got a plow in the middle of the road. That's random. Okay. A penny for your thoughts, sir. I really have a lot of questions about what happened here. I think the Hump cut was just the beginning of an operation to destroy the old world structures in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I think this was just the beginning of a much broader operation. And I think they did more Hump cut than they talk about. I think they cut down more of the streets. I think they just did it on an individual street level. They did it very, meticulously. You go in one year and you do a street. You go in another year, you do another street on the other end of town. Like people don't even notice. 1912 view of Hump lowering on Oliver Avenue and Grant Street to Cherry Way. I mean, I bet you if you I bet you if you stood on a city block in downtown Pittsburgh today and asked people passing by, the locals, do you know about the Pittsburgh Hump cut? I bet you would find that most people have never even heard of it, much less know anything about it. So if anybody's able to go do that, that would be pretty cool to see. Like, that phone pole's rotting out right there. That would be pretty cool to see somebody, do that, do a boots on the ground investigation. George Evans, Honey Boy Minstrels. What in the hell? What fresh gay hell is that? Lord have mercy. I don't know about all that now. We ain't gonna get all damn Pride Month up in here. Damn. I'm declaring Killdozer months. Yep, June is Killdozer months from here on out. That's what it's gonna be. It's been decided. I don't know what to tell you. Look at that little Mudflood winner there. There's Fred back there waiting to get him some mud. Fred loves mud. Oh, this is interesting. I know what this is. This is in 1908. A view of workers posing at the top of grade during efforts to fill in the hump at the grandstand in Shalani Park. So this is my understanding is that a lot of the dirt from the hump cut went to Shalani Park, and they covered in this stone bridge that's still there. But supposedly, the story goes that this is where the rubble went. Now, my question isn't where the rubble went from the middle of the streets. I want to know where all the damn bricks went from all the buildings that they've demolished. Because, I mean, there's a lot of damn bricks missing. Okay. You'll notice we're getting thinned out here. We're getting to the end. So, this is 1912, a view of Hump lowering on Webster Avenue looking east from nearby 6th Street. Let's get a gander at that. Maybe that's somebody writing a number. That looks like an 81. I don't know. Look at those other fennials up there. Look at that pipe right there. Mutt and Jeff. Buttercrust bread. Bread for breakfast. Oh, bread is bread for dinner, bread for so. Oh, I thought it greed for dinner. I'm like, what? Like, why? I guess misreading. Woo! Couldn't read too good. All righty. Interprete Italiano. All right, cool. Look at that window just hanging there. Orphan's Picnic. I tell you what, orphans, like, that is such a strange story. The orphans, I don't know. There is definitely, I don't feel like we've gotten to the bottom of that yet. I feel like there's a lot more to know there, and I don't know where to look. 1912, a view of Hump lowering on Webster Avenue looking west from the corner of 7th Street. Let's get a gander at that. Here's another one of those numbers, which I think is interesting. Somebody, like, to write this here, you would have to scratch out the glass plate negative right here, right? And then paint with white paint this 1206. What's interesting is, why is it 1206? Is there 1206 pictures, which I only found 458? I don't know. I find that really interesting, and you don't see it very often. So it's like strange. I don't know why I don't really understand that numbering. and I can't find any information on that numbering. Check this out. There's Boss Man right there. Look at that bridge going across, the temporary bridge. That's a finial up here. Arched windows. Arc light. No, no, Kathy Brock, there ain't going to be no pickle touching around here. we don't roll that way. Sorry about that. No, we're doing kill lizard months this month. We ain't doing that pride bullshit. I mean, while we have mudflooders month, call it mudflood. This is mudflooder month. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice to have our own months? I think we deserve our own months. What about flat earther month? Why not? Why not old world research month? You know, let's get some I think we should be allowed to have that. I'd much rather that than watch, the Fruit Loops running around in the streets with their rainbows around their tallywhackers. I mean, I just don't really care to see all that. 1912, a view of the improvement hump on Webster Avenue from Tunnel Street to 7th Avenue. I mean, if you want to do that in your own, own backyard, I mean, you do that. But I just, your freakiness, keep your freakiness to yourself. I mean, you don't see straight people running around showing you their freaky shit. Why do you got to run around showing me your freaky shit? Like, I don't know. I think people have lost respect for themselves. They don't have any. People don't have dignity for themselves. It's just like what happens in the bedroom stays in the bedroom. That's where it belongs. That's where it stays. You don't run around in the city streets, in your leather gear. I mean, what the fuck are y'all thinking? You want people to respect you for your views and your beliefs? Well, show them some respect. Respect breeds respect. I don't care what you stick your thing in or who you let do what to you. I don't care about that. It's none of my damn business. I mean, whatever. That I really don't give a damn. Do whatever you want with your parts. I don't care. What the hell do I care? It's not my parts, it's your parts. You do whatever you want to, but don't show it to me. Don't tell me about it. I don't even know nothing about it. I don't care nothing about it. Like, and there's children watching, y'all. These children are picking this bullshit up too. They think it's okay. I mean, what are we like? Can you imagine the children in the future? How fucked up they're gonna be? Stop this shit. Pride Month. Go fuck yourselves. Stupid. It's just fucking stupid, y'all. Have some fucking respect and dignity for yourself as a human. All right, I'm done. Okay, go get on down. Keep on going. It's interesting. I don't know why when you look up Pittsburgh Hunt cut that these things come up. I'm interested. This all stuff needs to be checked. Like, why are they coming up? Because I don't know. Maybe no reason. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I don't really have an answer for it. I haven't looked yet. 1912, a view of Hump District near Webster Avenue at Tunnel Street looking north. Let's get a gander at that. Wow, look at that guy up on the ladder right there. Look at oh wow, he's chiseling out that brick right there to put in one of these braces right here. So that's how they did that. Gosh, you think about it. Like today, they would have like a cherry lift or a some sort of lift, and back then all you had was a damn ladder. There's Fred's. They're just lined up getting the mud. Got a rooster up here getting ready to cock-a-doodle-doo. Share that boy sitting there. It's a cool picture. Very cool. Very, very cool. 1913, a view of busy Webster Avenue from Grant Street to 6th Avenue in the Hump District. Advertisements visible include Waverly Printing Company and M. Berardini's Bank de Salvo Pipe Cleaners and the Chamberlain Company. Okay. Let's take a look at that. So this would be after they cut the hump, but you can still see the remnants. Looks like they've even lowered the buildings at this point. There's our steam shovel. Kill them. Destroys all insect life, along with giving you cancer. Golly. Yes. Scrubbed cartouche up there. Ether antenna. There's an ether antenna with a mercury ball. There's Fred's. See how much different the streets look now? That's amazing, isn't it? And you can see this, how high this, look at that now. I mean, that's incredible. You got this level here, which is a good 20 feet more, 25 feet higher. Look at this. Here's one story. This is, that's damn near 2 stories right there. That's a 2-story building right there of dirt. And now you're down here. Incredible. There's a building they hadn't lowered right there. They still hadn't lowered that one. So they've lowered these. You see them down on ground level. This is the new ground level now. They've lowered the buildings. If you really, gosh, you could really do some deep diving into this thing, like using those maps and these pictures, the blueprints in these pictures. You could look at what was, how high at the time period, and then look at today. Like you could judge like which buildings were lowered, which buildings weren't, what's still underground. I mean, granted, they destroyed 97.5% of this later, but I mean, you could really get deep into this if you really had nothing to do. Anybody got nothing to do? 1913, a view of Ross Street, the Hump District from Diamond Street to 4th Avenue. Oh, wait, I did my thing. Bailey Farrell Manufacturing Company and County Clerk's Office seen on the right. Okay. Let's get a gander at that. Looks like this is after the hump cut. This will be 1913. You got they're putting in the new blocks for the street. This is how they paved the roads back then. And those are big blocks. That wrought iron. Ether antenna or mercury ball. There's one of the Pittsburgh mountainsides. There's a funicular right there. Back in the background, there's another etheric antenna, arced light. There's Fred back there in the background. Mudflood window. County clerk's office. Arched windows. At the finial. That crooked ass phone pole there. We can build a straight building, but we can't build a straight phone pole. Oh no. And let me point out that this is Steel City. Okay, this is where the steel came from, right? So we could build a massive, brick building, no problem, straight and true. We can build, steel straight and true, but we can't build a damn phone pole to save our lives. I think there's something to be said there. And who's to say we had to build that phone pole out of wood? Remember how they made all the cast iron phone poles? Matter of fact, I think there's some in this next picture. Could be. So I'm wondering, like, why didn't they build them out of that? Why didn't they switch them out? Like, I have questions. 1913, a view of Diamond Street from Ross Street to Grant Street, Hump District. Allegheny Courthouse and Jail is visible on the right. Okay. Let's get a gander at that. There's the steam machine. And there's the steamroller. Somebody tried to tell me, oh, they got a roller there that can't be. This can't be old pictures. These have to be modern pictures. These are AI pictures because it's got a roller. It's a steamroller. Know your technology. They had a lot of crazy shit back then. Matter of fact, they had electric cars back then. Elon, Mr. I mean, electric cars. Maybe I've seen a car in space. Anybody seen Elon's car lately? Little Mudflood winners there. Anybody seen Elon's car lately? Y'all believe that shit? Elon put a car in space. Does anybody believe that? One in chat if you believe Elon put a car in space. Go on, do it. Somebody, anybody. I want somebody to tell me that. Come on now, please do it. It's the Allegheny Courthouse. See, here's where they were changing out that stone on the bottom, even though the stone was supposedly put in place prior to this because the architect knew they were going to do the hump cut, even though they didn't tell him they were going to do the hump cut at the time. And see, we got these steel phone poles here, which is interesting. Why didn't they replace out the phone poles when they did this? Why did they leave those old Rudy Poot wooden phone poles that are crooked? Why didn't they fix that? What's going on with that? I have questions. Check out these old ether antennas back here in the dome. A lot going on there. A lot. Anybody put a 1? Come on, put a 1 in there. Go on, you want to. 1913, view of Diamond Street, Grant Street, Ross Street. In Hump District, men going about their daily business paused to watch the photograph be taken. The Allegheny Courthouse jail is on the left. Let's get a gander at that. I'm wondering what these are for. I have questions about those. They stand out to me as odd. I don't know. I have to spend more time on that. Smokestack for your steam plant. This one looks like it's got a little bit of a different grade here, but that's not weird. Still haven't seen a picture where I could show you that bridge going up. That's got to be a balsa man. He's got that balsa man look. Ladder lean for Douglas. Shout out UAP. Anybody put a 1 yet? Like, come on, nobody got no cojones these days. You got a doggone Mudflood winners all across there, in case you need them, in case you need to know where you are. And I got a arch arc light there. Got arched windows. Look at that, something moving fast right there. Probably Fred. It could be that damn donkey we've been looking for. Wonder how long it'll take my lunch break to catch up with this. 1913, workers paused to watch a photographer capture construction progress on Cherry Way between Diamond Street, 5th Avenue, and Hump District. I feel like the little fella in the basement that does all the work while the guys up at the top of the tower, take all the credit. That's what I feel like. That's me. Did I read that one? I did, didn't I? Oh, workers paused to watch a photographer capture construction progress on Cherry Way between Diamond Street, 5th Avenue, and Hump District. I don't know if I read that or not. Now, I feel like what's that movie about the Hoodsucker proxy? Yeah, I feel like Andy Dufresne. No, not Andy Dufresne. Whatever the guy's name is, that was that other movie. The same guy. What's that guy's name? Anyways, the guy that played Andy Dufresne in that movie. You know who I'm talking about? The Hoodsucker proxy, where he makes the hula hoop and the straw. Anyways, and he works down in the mail room, and he's coming up with all these great ideas and everything, and they make him the boss. But I feel like the guy in the mail room, the guy down in the that's coming up with the research and development, the ideas, and then it gets sent up to the top of the tower on the 100th and 50th fucking floor, and the there's one guy in a room smoking a cigar with a ticker tape, and he's taking my ideas and putting them out to the world and claiming them as his own. That's what I feel like. I guess as long as the world gets to find out about these things, I guess that's what really matters. Anyways, so we got this little guys down here that they're the diggers. See how they're buttoning their collars all the way to the top. Yep, that's odd. Don't do that. Real men don't button their collars to the top unless they put a noose around their neck, which what a tie is a noose. It's a Masonic symbol. No ties for me. No, sir. I can't stand a tie. I've had to wear them. I just don't do ties. Nope. I just don't need it. Don't want it. There's Boss Man right there. Interesting right there. Looks like it's been concreted that area away. Anyways. Bum, 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 bum. And 1913, a view of Diamond Street in the Hump District from Gala Alley towards Ross Street. The Allegheny Courthouse or Allegheny Jail is on the right, while the Allegheny County Morgue and the Pittsburgh Academy can be seen on the left. Okay, let you get a gander at that. Yeah, the crooked phone poles must be from Home Depot. That's for sure, Miss Kathy. What is it about Home Depot and their crooked wood? I don't understand it. Okay, I'll get into it. We got Boss Man right here hanging out. Old Mudflood Winter's there after the hump cut. This is after the hump cut. You see that they were covered up here. Broken window. So the morgue is this one. This building right here, they moved backwards to the left. They supposedly moved this building, and I can't deny that there's pictures of it here and there, but it's just odd that they picked it up and moved it. I don't know. This is not a small building. This is a big freaking building. It is a stone building. It is very heavy. Supposedly they moved it. I don't know. I mean, they didn't move it far. They just moved it back about half a block, but I don't know, 700,000 feet, something like that. But I mean, really? Our Etheric antenna with a mercury ball, arc light there. And this is after the hump cut, and this is weird right here. Whatever the hell they've done here. I like these flowery symbols in the up here. Pretty cool. Kind of a detail. There's Speed Fred right there. This was a weird. I remember seeing this picture. I did not put this one in my video. You'll see why. 1913, view of Department of Public Works Bureau construction exhibit at the Western Pennsylvania Exhibition, which includes photographs of Hess Run Bridge, Arthurton Avenue Bridge, the regrading Hump District, and sewer lines throughout the city of Pittsburgh. It was just a weird picture. I didn't put this in my video because you really wouldn't have understood what it was. But when you get in here, it's kind of interesting. Let's see where. See, there's one of our hump cut pictures with the line drawn. That's interesting. There's another one. There's another one. There's another one. And this is a sewer, which is interesting. That's very interesting, ain't it? Now, look at that sewer. Now these images right here, these will be in this collection of photographs. Somewhere there's 46,000 of these motherfuckers. Okay, under the Pittsburgh, PA City Photographer Collection. Okay, on this website, University of Pittsburgh Library System. Okay, so if there's 46,000 of them. If you ain't got nothing to do, you can go digging through there. Believe me, there's some good pictures. You're gonna have to just trust me on that. There's some really good pictures. But that being said, it's we can't go through 46,000 pictures on this show. Kathy Broughton doesn't have time for all that shit. This is 1913 view downtown Chatham Street, taken from Webster Avenue towards Clay Alley in Hump District. First house on the left occupied by Dr. F. Sunseri. Okie dokie. Oh, this is I don't know if you'll remember this picture. We've seen this building quite a few times, and when we usually see it, there is a big pile of dirt right here, and there's a bunch of cribbing right here holding the building up. So all this stonework is new. It's all fresh stonework. And then there's a set of stairs over here to the left. So we've seen this building before if you've been paying attention, which I'm pretty sure all of you have, especially Odin. Definitely Odin. And we got Fred back here hanging out. He's very sad he doesn't have any more mud to move, but now he's going to move all the bricks out and throw them away. So he's got a job. He's got job security, definitely. You can see right there, there's where they patched up the brick from where they had the braces going into the side of the building. And here is where they've stuccoed concrete over the foundation that they uncovered to make it look better. So this is an uncovered hump cut building right here. So all these little clues that as you look through this, you'll learn if you're paying attention and a discerning eye. 1913 Allegheny County Morgue is on the left in this image of Gallup Avenue in Hump District, taken from Diamond Street looking towards 4th Avenue. The building on the right's fire escape is spiral staircase. The Williams Gage Company and several other businesses are visible just past the morgue. Okay. A lot of information there. So this is the morgue on the left-hand side here. This is the building they moved. Okay, they moved this building back to where this building is. Okay, so they demolished this bad boy, and they moved this whole son bitch back. That's a big motherfucker that they moved. That's a big, big building. They supposedly jacked that up and moved it. And I can't deny that they didn't do that because I have photographic evidence to show it was where it was and where it is today. There's records of this, but how they did that is hard to believe. It's hard to believe, but I can't say they didn't do it. But I don't know. It's just amazing. It's just absolutely amazing. Supposedly pulled it with horses. Like, I don't know. 1913, if you are Ross Street from 4th Avenue to 5th Avenue, the Hump District. On the left is the 4th Avenue Baptist Church, Pittsburgh Academy, and the Allegheny Courthouse. On the left is the Allegheny County Jail. The British size connects the courthouse and the jail, designed by Henry Hobson Richardson, who's the architect of those two buildings, the courthouse and the jail. He's the guy that said he put the stones below grade because he knew they were going to uncover it. So that guy's somebody that you're going to want to look into, this Henry Hobson Richardson. He's definitely a horseshit narrative character. The buildings were built between 1883 and 1888. The term bridge of sighs was borrowed from the Doge's Palace in Venice and refers to the sighs prisoners gave as they passed from the courthouse to the jail. So probably some horseshit narrative stuff there. Love some horseshit narrative. Hello, Masonic Q. What's going on? GT in the house. What's going on? We're up here hanging out doing some hump cutting. Doing our thing. Doing that thing we do on a Sunday evening. Look at that cymatic window right there. Taurus field. And I appreciate you all hanging out for this 13 episodes of the Hump Cut. And we will be going back to regular programming next week. Going back to regular looking at the old world photographs from different places. And but we will continue. I will be continuing the Pittsburgh Hump Cut investigation. There will be more to come, but I need a break from doing the show, and I'm sure y'all do too. Look at that arc light. That's weird. I think 13 episodes is a lot for looking at one thing. There's Pooper Scooper Man, and you can see that this is the Allegheny Courthouse here and jail, and you can see how the stone is different on the bottom here. And supposedly, the architect says that he put the stone below grade because he knew that they were going to uncover it. But this is after they uncovered it, and we know from the photographic evidence that they took this stone out and replaced it with different stone, and they say it still doesn't match perfectly today, even though this is before the building was washed. But they say the stone doesn't match because it came from a different quarry. But the thing is, why would they remove the stone? Like, if he supposedly put the stone there because he knew they were going to uncover it, and when they uncover it, you see the stone there, but then you see him remove the stone, then you see him put the stone back. I mean, what the fuck is going on here? Did that make any sense? Going off the deep end over here on the Uzi tube. It's okay. It is okay.
Hot chocolate getting up on me.
Okay. Da-da-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da. Let's see if this picture is going to come up. Website's giving a little trouble here. Bum-ba-dum-bum-bum-bum-bum. I don't know. Let me try re-hitting it.
Hit me.
GG says yes. That's makes sense. That story makes no sense. It just doesn't make any sense. Like it when you really look into it, it's like what? Like what are you talking about? like who's writing this narrative? It just doesn't make sense. All right, this one's giving me trouble. Let me give it a little bit of time here, and we'll slow it down a little bit. See what you guys are up to. Let it. Sometimes I'm burning the server up. Can't be burning that server up. Da 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 da. Oh, he's a good company. Okay, K. All right, let me try this again. Let's see. All right, come on. I know you're there. Nope. Nope. You will respect my authority. All right, let's see. Give me a minute, y'all. You know how this thing does every now and then. Okay, let me see. Let me let that cool off for a minute. Let me let that chill for a minute because it's getting it too. When I go too fast, sometimes it gets wonky. I think their servers get a little choked up. How are y'all doing? Did y'all find Elon's car while I was doing that? You know what? I was thinking today, like just take out the mud flood idea. Let's just for a second, for shits and giggles, just take the mud flood idea and just throw it out the window, okay? For just a second, okay? And just leave the old world buildings and the fact that they're there, okay? That we have them, that we have the evidence that they were covered up, okay? So let's just start from the fact that who cares if there was a mud flood, right? But you can deny the mud flood, okay? That's fine, okay? But you can't deny that there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of old world buildings that are built out of brick and stone and glass, and steel, and they're massive structures. There's no accountability of where the bricks were made. I mean, they'll give you a narrative. Oh yeah, we had, a brick kiln here and a brick kiln there. But like when you really get into the math of it, the math don't math. There's no way you made all these bricks. There's no way you cut all these stones. There's no where are all the quarries? Where are all the where's the evidence that all this was moved? How did you do all this with horses and carts? And I know people like, well, a horse can pull a lot of weight. Yeah, that's not the point. The point is that there's a very big difference between, okay, there's all kinds of examples. The westerns. Do you know what the western stone is? Have you ever heard of the Western stone? The Western stone is a very, very large stone. It's about 45 feet long by about 11 feet high, and they don't even know how deep it goes. It's in the bottom, underneath the ground, under the western wall of the Temple Mount in Jerusalem, which is not actually the Temple Mount, but what they call the Temple Mount. There is this stone, and it weighs, estimated, between 300 and 500 tons. They don't really know because they don't know how deep it is. They don't know how deep it goes. How did the hell? And it's not just cut. It's not just shaped. It's in the air. It's not on the bottom level. It's in the air. How did they move it to there? And how did they get it in the air? We're not being told the truth. I'm sorry, we're not. There's just no denying this shit. Just look up the Western Stone, Jerusalem, and see what you find. Because I think you're going to find that, like, there's a narrative that doesn't add up, that it doesn't make sense. Just does not make sense. This picture is not cooperating. You will respect my authority, Mr. Picture. I don't know why it does this sometimes. It just locks up. I wonder if I can get the next one to come up. Let's see. What's the next one? Clay Alley. Okay. Bear with me, folks. I'm trying to coordinate this thing here. Let's see if I can get either of them to come up. This one ain't coming up either. Must be having a problem with the server again. Aggravating. All right. You want to be annoying. We don't like you when you're annoying. Okay. So that is no good. All right. That's aggravating. Oh, hold on a second. Turn the fan off. A little cold. All right, bear with me. Bear with me. I'm still trying to pull my head up my keister here. Oh, there it goes. Okay, we're back in business. Let me share the screens. These. Okay, we got 1913, a view of busy 5th Avenue from Ross Street, 6th Avenue, and Hump District. On the left is the First German Evangelical Church, Lutheran Church, while the right is the Allegheny Courthouse and Jail. Further down the street is W.H. Senior Book Exchange, Walls Drugs, a bar, and dozens of advertisements. Dozens of advertisements. Let's get a gander at that. And look at that. You can still see the mark of the hump cut right there. See that? Ooh, look at them phone poles. Nice and straight, just like I like them. We ought to call it Straight Phone Pole Month. For Straight Phone Pole Month. How you like that? Cinematic window. Yeah, again, I was telling about earlier, but I'm working on a new hump cut video. I can't say when it'll be out because I've got a lot of work to do on it. It is a very time-consuming thing, that I'm doing, but it is going to be super freaking cool. It's going to be, when it goes to the ratings system, it'll be given a quadruple X rating because it will be pure Mudflood pornography. So I hope you guys are of age, probably above, I don't know, at least above 30. We need to have a. I mean, we can't be showing this to minors. It's definitely not minor approved. It's gonna be juicy, very naughty. So hope you guys are gonna be interested in that. I'll do a premiere on that one. We'll have a movie night. We'll make a night of it because y'all ain't got nothing to do. 1913, a view of Clay Alley littered with rubble during the road construction taken from Chatham Street to Washington Street and Hump District. And let's get a ganders at that. Take it long, Lord. Look at that. Oh, yeah. See, you can see where they've done the stucco right here to cover up the foundation where the hump cut was to make it look nicer. And at first I was thinking, like, this is really cheesy looking, right? Like it looks plain and ordinary and like like had no character, no detail, no, it was like, but then I realized, you know what? They destroyed 97.5% of these buildings later. I think they knew they were going to destroy these buildings. I think they just did it incrementally so that people wouldn't catch on to what they were doing. I think that was the plan the whole time. I think they knew where they were going to, I think they knew what they were doing. They need to get the grade down. The trunking towers right there. They need to get this grade down because they knew they could make a lot more money with the buildings that would make a lot better city, which makes sense. But I think they also knew that people would be pissed off that they were going to be, have their found buildings taken away from them, that was going to piss them off. So I think they did it incrementally. Anyways. Oh, I got to do my thing. 1930, view of Diamond Street between Cherry Way and Grant Street and Hump District. Men gathering on a pedestrian bridge to watch the road improvements between signs that read danger. Keep moving. Don't stop. Allegheny Courthouse and jail is visible on the left. Thought you like danger. Oh, that's a cool picture. Wow, take a look at that. It's like going back in time. That's this new video I'm working on. We're going to go back in time. We're going to go back to 19, 12, and 13. I'm going to drop your sorry asses right in the middle of this. I'm just letting you know what we're going to do. I'm going to put you right in the middle. I'm going to make you feel like you're there. You're going to be like, holy shit, BEAGS. What have you done now? Boss man right there. Check out these old lights right here. How cool are those? I can't even imagine how much those would cost today. Like if you bought not like ones that look like, I'm talking about these. Like if you were to buy these today, like you would be getting off your wallet. You would have to sell some sweet ass to get that. Look at that detail. Look at this porthole window right here. I wonder what building this is. This is cool. Check out my boy's hat right here. There's those little flower symbols up there in the courthouse. That's cool looking right there. How that lady's moving and she's like ghosted out. That's pretty cool looking. She got these kids here. There's Fred back there in the background waiting for some mud. There's Fred's up here looking for some mud. Still ain't seen no donkey. I was saying there's a donkey. Fred is the OG. Fred is the original. Well before that damn donkey. Let's see. 1912 view of the construction of Hump District. near Hotel Henry on the 5th Avenue, Cherry Way to Smithfield Street. And let's get a gander at that. What are you doing, Siggy? Siggy, if you don't quit changing your icon, I'm gonna knock you out. I tell you what, he changed that damn icon every hour on the hour. I swear he does. Every time I see his damn name somewhere, it's a different damn picture. It drives me up the damn wall. I don't know. I'm like, what is that? Wait, who's that? Oh, that's sick. What drives me nuts? I think he does it on purpose. There's the clock at Kaufman's. This is the original Kaufman's building. Now the Kaufman's building is, they didn't demolish this building. They just refacaded this building. But this is the original Kaufman's building. See, there's the old Hump cut level right there. But they refacaded this. And it still looks old world. But this is the original right here. There's the arcade back there. There's Bossa Man right there. There's Fred's booty. Fred got some pretty booty. Oh, Freddie. Henry Hotel. Goes arches. I love some arches. Okay. And this is 1913 view of construction during Hump removal project on Diamond Street. Looking west towards Smithfield, the dispatch office, a prominent newspaper formed in the late 1800s, is visible on the left. Let's get a look at that. There's Giuseppe. Check out my boy's hat right here. He looked like he just beat your ass. Yeah, he's a scrapper. He's got that look in his eye. Got a little flower right there. They say that they do these bulged out gray bars on the windows because so that people could put plants outside and they could get more light. That's the official version of that. Is that true? I don't know. I don't know if I buy that. Seems a little bit off. Well, that's just an opinion. And we'll find it. And we got 1913, a view of the road construction on Diamond Street from Ross Street to Grant Street in the Hump District. The Allegheny Courthouse is on the right. All right, get you a gander at that. This is after the Hump cut. You can see they've got the new stone put in. So they took out the old stone that looked like this and put in this stone. And they say, now this is before the building was washed. Okay, this is the Steel City smog. Okay, that dark color. So you got to take that into account. But after they washed it, now today, still to this day, they say that you can still see the difference between these two stones if you look up close to them. I can't tell looking from Google. I can't tell that, but they say that these are people that are boots on the ground. They say you can tell the difference. I'm wondering what these things are. I don't really. They're odd. I don't really like this is the kind of thing they put in today as like a safety barricade, but like what are they going to run into that? The freaking Fred in this time? This is 1912. What are they going to run into it with? I don't know. It's something weird about that. Look at all this action of people moving around. Look at all that underneath. This was all under the ground right here. So you can see the doors right here. That's a door, y'all. A freaking head, big ass door. For what? Maybe a taller person? Could it be? Giants, you say? I love it when people go, "You believe in giants?" Like, wait, and it's like as they're saying it, they're realizing, "Wow, that's a possibility." I never thought of. Because it's like once you really think about it, it's like, "Oh yeah, that could be." Yeah, I could see that. People don't think about this shit. Only us crazy people, you know. That's what we do. We think about the crazy shit. So the NPCs can wake up. Oh gosh. 1913. Men stand around a horse and wagon outside the city hotel on Diamond Street in the Hump District. The photograph is being taken from Cherry Way looking toward Smithfield Street. Olmsted Cafe and a sign advertising bowling, ball, and 10-pin billiard and pool tables can be seen far down the street. Kaufman Brothers Department Stores on the right. Okay, Kaufman Brothers. So this is the Kaufman building, I guess. I suppose. Wish I could lighten that up and see what's going on down there. I'm still hopeful that one day they'll put these in high resolution that I can download because it really would be helpful for research purposes. Because when you try to look at them on a lower resolution, you lose so much detail. That's why we're doing this 13 episodes of this to go through each individual glass plate negative and zoom in. That's why we're documenting it this way, because you could not download the damn high resolution glass plate negative images. I could only take a low resolution snapshot. I couldn't even download it. They don't have an option to just download the damn thing. Like, sorry ass coding. I mean, whoever's coding this website should just be, I don't know, fired. Asshole. Why would you do that? Like, why would you not allow people? I mean, it's just assholes. I don't know. All right, I'm done. And go to next. And then don't do that. And then this is another thing right here. This annoys me. This is bad coding right here. You see how that box pops up right there, that line right there? That means that's a square. That means they didn't, when they coded this, they didn't trim that off to where it you have to hit the whole thing. What I'm saying is, what I'm bitching about is when I scroll up just a little bit, it puts that button in front of that box. So when I hit that, it hits that instead of hitting that. Does that make sense? To people that code, to be like, yeah, that is stupid. 1913, a view of Ross Street taken from 4th Avenue and looking toward Diamond Street in the Hump District, Allegheny Courthouse and Jail, as well as the British sides are visible in this image. The British sides connects to Allegheny Courthouse with the former Allegheny County Jail. Designed by Henry Hobson Richardson, the buildings were built between 1883 and 1888. The term British size, borrowed from the Dodgers Place of business, refers to the prisoner's size, the prisoner gave the past courthouse jail. God, we already read that. Reading the past. Okay. Take a gander at that. Get you a good long herd look there. And we got to Wheelsboro. And you got the old ground level up here. They've taken out the wrought iron right here. There used to be wrought iron right there. So we lost something there. I always got to take the good shit. Got to dull it down for us. Give us that brutalism. There's a sign right here. I can't read it though. Look at that right there. That's kind of interesting. Mudflood winter right there. You see the difference in those stones right there? This is the new stone here. That's the old. And there will be like I said, there will be a very large channel. The best of the best, I'll say, will be doing a video on this at some point. Um, it'll be some time, but when they do it, you'll know it, and I'll definitely tell you about it, and they will definitely shout me out because they are respectable, and I trust them. So there are people in this community, creators in this community that know how to shout out people, and there's people out there that don't know how to shout out people, um, and there's a respect issue, and when you cross that line and you don't show the respect, well, people notice, and that looks bad on you. That reflects on you when you do shit like that. So careful how you do things is my point. I'm gonna check something here. Okay. Alrighty. And we got 1913, a view of construction Diamond Street from Forbes Avenue to Ross Street. The Hump District shows the Allegheny Courthouse, Allegheny Morgue, excuse me, on the left side of Allegheny Jail, on the right hand side. Okay, so that's the morgue. That big bastard right there, on this building right here, that's the one they moved. This is before they moved it. Okay, it used to be right across the street here. I imagine if I had to, have something to do with it, that this building had something to do with the Allegheny Courthouse and the jail before they called it the Allegheny Courthouse and Jail. I don't think that's what they were originally. I don't know what they were, but I don't think that's what they were. But this is the building they moved. Can you imagine moving that big bastard right there? It's still there today. You can go check it out on Google Earth. Just go look for the Allegheny Courthouse and Jail, right? And then look very close, like a block away, you'll find this building. It's still there, facing the same direction. They didn't turn it; they just pushed it back about 1,000 feet, 700 feet, something like that. It was far enough that it was like, damn, they didn't move it a few feet. They moved that fucker. I mean, it's crazy. And none of these are AI images. These are real deal photographs. These are real photographs. Look at that hump line right there. These are real photographs. These are real deal. These are AI. And a lot of people have tried to, I've noticed, not here, but on other people's videos have tried to say, oh, these are AI. No, they're not AI. They're not AI. They're easy to prove it. You can actually physically go touch these some bitches. You got to make an appointment, but you can go touch them. You can go put your, physical eyes and grubby little paws on them. 1913, a view of Galley Way. Please use white gloves. Please use white gloves, people. Don't take everything I say so literally. View of Galley Alley from 4th Avenue, Diamond Street. The Hump District business includes William Gage Company, Christ and Silk and some shit company, Sheet Metal Works, Liberty Electric Manufacturing Company are visible on the right. The end of the street, Allegheny Courthouse Jail. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Same old shit, different way. Okay, here we go. You check in or that. Got Giuseppe down here doing what Giuseppe does. Got Mudflood Winners down here. Check them out. Even got shutters on our Mudflood Winners. That's something I don't think I've ever seen before. Got Flat Earth asterisks right there, just in case you need that. They just add that in there just for shits and giggles. Keep you on your toes. Somebody wrote in the soot on the building right there. Can you see that? I can't zoom anymore. It says WCCALA space WL. Little ether antenna right there. That's odd right there. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Where did all these bricks go? Where did they go? When they demolished this city, where did the bricks go? I want to know. I want to know. Hey, Morgan, how you doing? We got 1913 men paused from their construction work on Diamond Street from Smithfield Street to Cherry Way, the Hump District. Several businesses are visible in the image, including Kaufman Brothers Department Store on the left, Homestead's Cafe, the City Hotel. The business on the right advertises 10-pin bowling and billiards. Okay, we're gonna do some bowling, I guess. All right, get you a gander at that. Old fire thing there. Get a little sip of that whiskey. Look at that wrought iron work right there. Got some good looking awnings there. Who doesn't like a good awning? I love a good awning. Do. Young man. Nice to see you there, fella. Bowling and 10-pin, billiard and pool. It's like, oh man, these images are so dark. It's not the images, it's the buildings. It's the buildings are they've got the soot on them. Oh my gosh, I can't wait for y'all to see what I'm working on. Y'all gonna y'all y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. See, I think there's a few more images, but I just want you to see these are starting to get into the other 46,000 images of this collection. But there are some amazing photographs. Um, if you're into like steel manufacturing, there's a lot of manufacturing pictures in here of equipment that's just amazing. We're not going to go there tonight. Maybe down the road if y'all really are interested, let me know. Um, but we're going to keep on with our thing. But there are this collection is amazing. I'll definitely be spending some time digging through here. 1913, a view of busy Whaley Avenue from Tunnel Street to 6th Avenue. In the Hump District, businesses line both sides of the street, including McLaughlin's Bar, Garage, Cafe, and several clothing stores. So this is after the hump cut, and they're trying to get things back to normal, but there's still a lot of work to be done. As you can see, they still haven't dug right beside the building here or here, so they got a lot of work to do still. A lot of work to do. This is the work I wanted to see. Like if I could really have some photographs, I'd love to see when this was done. I'd love to see that. Like, can you imagine what they uncovered when they did that? Man, I mean, you see what we're finding here. Imagine seeing, right next to the buildings, the uncovering of that. That would just be incredible. Shoot at my man right here. Okay. What else we got here? Oh, I got a different thing here. Okay. 1913 men and women wait for a trolley on 6th Avenue in the Hump District, taken from Wiley Avenue, looking towards Webster Avenue. Includes several businesses, including Crest House Moving Company, Truffles Bar and Cafe, and Chamberlain Company. Advertisements for Golden Wedding Whiskey, chewing tobacco, and more can be found on nearly every building in the photo. Okay, all right, so it's like that. Okay, alrighty. And let's get into it. Check out these kids. What a time to be alive. Wouldn't that be cool? I would have loved to have seen this, like in real time, you know, in real life. Like if I could take a time machine and go back and just look. Oh man, I wish I could read that right there. That would be really interesting. Look how high that door is up there, up to there. Okay, lost the front facades of these ones. Arc light. 50 years ago, whiskey. Good night, Miss Kathy. There's Mudflood Winters there. Concrete mixer. Okay. (1913) a view of Diamond Street taken from Grant Street looking towards Ross Street, Hump District, Allegheny Courthouse, and Allegheny Jail. On the left, on the right is the building missing its facade and walls lined with posters ranging from advertisements for candy, a fortune teller, and shows at the Pit Theater to political endorsements for mayor, uh, city council members, sheriff, and district attorneys can be viewed on the street. Okay. Let's get a gander at that. There's this weird um, barriers. I don't. It's very kind of strange to me why they did that. I'm not sure I understand the point of those. Imagine they put chains in between here too. Just odd. There's something odd about those. Playing playing the computer here. Hold on. All right. Working on that stone work there. I think that these guys are cleaning the stone is what they're doing. They're trying to get that soot off the building. Trunking? No, that's not a trunking tower. Oh, those are new phone poles. This is what I'm saying. Why didn't they put these in as they were doing it? They did here, but why didn't they do it in the rest of the area? I don't. It's just strange. Like you know that they could have done that. Why didn't they do that? It seems like that would have been a logical thing to redo the electrical poles at the time you undug the damn things. I don't know. It's just odd. Maybe they did. Maybe they did them later or something. There's Fred down there. I don't know. Zip it, Skippy. 1913, a view of Diamond Street taken from the Forbes Avenue towards Gala Alley, the Hump District. On the left is the Allegheny Court Morgue. Hush. Now you're getting on my nerves. Allegheny Court. Man, he messes me up. On the left is Allegheny County Morgue and the Pittsburgh Academy, while the Allegheny Court County Jail and is on the right. An automobile, possibly a Ford Model T, sits outside the morgue. Let me give him another biscuit or something. Shut up. And here. There. Now piss off. Well, you want to? Damn, you is a biscuit eating son of a bitch tonight. I tell you what. Okay. Now get out of my hair and I'll play with you in a little bit. We'll have daddy father time, daddy son time. Yes. Okay. What am I, oh, this is that building. This is the Allegheny Morgue, County Morgue that they moved. I just can't like move in that building. I mean, it's like that just dumbfounding. It's just unbelievable. I'm not saying they didn't do it. I'm just saying it's just dumbfounding in this time frame. Hell, today it'd be a challenge, but at least today we have things today they didn't have back then. Just plain and simple. And I think y'all know that. There's Speed of Fred. Pretty sure that wasn't a donkey. Yeah, old Siggy, old Beagle wanted a biscuit. 1913, a view of Garland Alley towards Strawberry Way, the Hump District, 6th Avenue. From 6th Avenue, the shot includes a sign pointing the way to Pittsburgh Railways Company, employment office, and an advertisement for a removal sale. So this is a removal sale, being that they're moving to a different location. Let's get a look at that. And you see they done some cleanup work there. You can see the marks of cleaning. You see where they have it cleaned right here. There's Reese. Look at those windows right there underground. This would have been covered by the dirt at back there before the hump cut. Mudflood windows here and there. Arc light. Alrighty. Let's see, 1913, men pose a gala outing between Diamond Street and 4th Avenue in the Hump District while workers repair the road. In the background, the Williams Gauge Company is visible just past the Allegheny Morgue on the left. So the Allegheny Morgue is right here. This is the building they moved. So to give you an idea how big that sucker was, they moved this building. I keep saying that like it didn't, like, I don't know, like really, like how did you do that? It's not a wood building. It's a stone big ass son bitch. This is the back of the building. I think they removed this and they demoed this and they demoed all this and they moved it back. That is incredible. Here's Giuseppe. Man, there's Boss Man right there. He's trying to figure out how to move that damn building. All right. (1913) A view of construction on Diamond Street, Grand Street towards Smithfield Street in the Hump District. Workers pause in their audience standing on the pedestrian walkway. Watch as the image is captured. The first building on the right is the Frick building. Frick building. Okay, so there's the Frick building right there. And see, here's this is what I was talking about. Okay, so they've dropped the cut. So here's the original level right here, and here is after the cut. Now you see this column here and these rails, and then right here you have, looks like grating. Okay, so that means there's windows underneath here. Now here's what's weird. If you look at this today, that's gone. That ain't there. There's no grates. There's just covered over sidewalk. So what's down there? Like, what did they hide? They covered up. So they uncut. This was all underground, right? All this was underground, okay? And then they uncovered this, and then they put in grates so the windows down below here could have light. But then they covered this over. Like, what? I'm sorry, this narrative is so horseshitty. Like, this is you. I know where the donkey is. The donkey is taking a shit on this operation. Is what's happening. That's where the donkey is. The donkey is over top of this operation, taking a big old donkey dump. That's where the donkey is. I found the donkey finally. There's Boss Man right there. I found his ass too. Squirrel son of a bitch. I done figured this out. Check out that. Check that out right there. That's pretty. Reminds me of a peacock, a Taurus field. There's etheric antennas and the Morse tower there. Big, if you don't go play, go find a toy and play with it. Just do me that favor. He gets riled up. He wants to play, and he can't play when Daddy's on the pooter. It pisses him off. Okay, we're getting towards the end, y'all, I do believe. But I need to keep going through here a little bit, I think. I checked this before we did this to make sure what we had to do. So I don't know why these things come up when you search for the Pittsburgh Hump Cut, but I'm not saying there's anything in these, but you know, if anybody's not got any time, they want to look through these things, you might find something. See, these are some of these manufactured, look at that thing. That thing is massive. Like, some of these pictures are amazing. But we're not here for that. Okay, let me try another one. I think we're about through it, but I want to make sure. I don't remember exactly how far. I know it doesn't go very far past this. We might be done, but I'm not positive. Let's make sure, y'all. GT wants all of it. Ain't gonna settle for less. Let's see. I don't even know what the hell that thing is. That cut your damn head off. What in the world? Okay. There's a lot of documents and books and things like that in this collection too. So who knows what's in here? Bear with me as I want to check this a little bit further just to make sure that we're not missing any juiciness. So this is a abandoned cut. Pipe trench in abandoned cut. See that these are. I think they did more cutting that they didn't really talk about. Cut in front of Shear Street. They might be talking about cutting in the railroad. There's some really good pictures in here, y'all. Let me try one more. Just I will make sure we get through this. Yeah, those massive metalworking machines are fun. They're fascinating. They're not little. They're freaking huge. They're like 20 feet tall, and they're freaking massive gears. And like how do you make that? Number one. Then how do you see here? See, there's a hump cut picture right there. That's why I wanted to keep going, because I felt like there was a little bit more. There's not much more. Is this thing gonna do what it's supposed to do? Okay, all right. Let's see. 1912 Wiley Avenue, looking east from the corner of Fifth Avenue. get a gander at that. That's a good one. Wow. There's the steam jackhammers right there. That's what they used to break up the rock. And it seems like they did encounter quite a bit of rock. It's interesting. There's rock in their trunking tower. Interesting. There's rock in the mud. I think that's something to note. A lot of people say, "Well, that's evidence that it's in situ." Bullshit. Bullshit. Come on. So they dug the dirt out, built the buildings deep down in the ground, and then covered it back up with mud. Like, that makes sense. Like, have y'all ever dug a hole? Like, this stupid comments come from people that have never dug a hole. Like, let me tell you something. Like, this Friday, I was having to dig a trench for the concrete guy is going to put a sidewalk around this pig pen I made, but he didn't. The way he did it, he's got the concrete higher than the fence. I had to dig a trench down to get the fence down in the ground, so the fence wouldn't be too high. It's kind of complicated, but point is, I had to dig a 4 to 6 inch trench for about 60 feet. Okay. But it was in blue clay with rock mixed in that had been pressed into it. And it was so hard to dig. I mean, just digging 6 inches of dirt was like kicking my damn ass, and it was hot as shit too. But, it ain't easy just digging a hole. I mean, it sounds easy, but but to dig out these damn buildings, these are interesting pictures. I've saw quite a few of these. Mesta Machine Company. After there was a fire, so this is an interesting to look for. This one, I'll show you this. This is kind of weird. I remember seeing that. I'm just kind of showing you some of these things. This is some kind of I don't know what the hell these columns are, but I remember seeing these. I don't know. I just thought these were kind of weird. Like, what's up with this? That's weird, right? I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. There's some really cool pictures in this thing. I mean, you'll just if you ain't got nothing to do, you got time to kill. I mean, start going through these pictures. This is a like a treasure trove of goodness. There's pictures of the Pittsburgh flood of 1907, which are cool. There's some really good pictures of that in here. So check those out. And we ain't got no llamas, Sig. We got alpacas. We ain't got llamas. We're talking about getting llamas. We don't have any llamas. We got alpacas. Yeah, they got their haircuts this week, or last week, I guess. See, there's a picture of that flood. I'll show you that. I'm just trying to wet your whistle. See here. Oh, that's weird. Okay, that's really weird. Hush now. Look at this here. Hush now. Get on my nerves. Webster Avenue cut. Need to investigate. That's what's written on the damn. That's what's written on their site. 1908. View of 6th Avenue, Webster Avenue, showing 2 trolleys and road work near the trolley track. Also visible are several local businesses, including the Hotel Larkin and La Tricana, Italian newspaper. I probably mispronounced that. That's all right. I ain't worried about it. Ain't no big thing. Ain't nothing but a G thing, baby. So this is 1908. which is not, I don't think the date on this is accurate because they didn't plan the hump cut until 1909. So I would say this is not accurately dated. That's probably why I said it need to investigate. I'm not sure what this, tower, penis tower here is, but whatever. Y'all do y'all. And got Arclight there and a Hotel Larkin over here. So I don't think this is 1908. I mean, it could be. I mean, maybe I'm missing something, but that the evidence would point to this as probably 1912, if I had to guess. But then again, well, I know. So this is the flood of 1907 in Pittsburgh. So there's some really cool imagery from here that you can check out. So check that out if you ain't got nothing to do. That's interesting. It's an interesting looking book there. These are cutting. I think these are cutting out possibly for railroad, but not sure. There is a lot of pictures in this collection that are just amazing. Well, you got two rivers coming together around Pittsburgh, GT, so flooding was a problem. You got two rivers, you're gonna have flooding. It's just the way it is. Well, there's big difference between a flood and a mud flood. So I wouldn't say that one's the other. But I think we're done with the hump cut pictures. Finally, we reached the finish line. We are the champions. We are the champions of the hump cut. That was awesome. I sure appreciate y'all doing that. I know y'all are about tired of that shit. But we're going to continue looking at the Pittsburgh hump cut in different ways in the future, but we're going to revert back to original programming for the time being, and I'll give you guys a break from the hump cut, but there will be more hump cut coming. I am working on a hump cut porno, so I hope y'all are in the mood to get nasty, because we're going to get muddy and grubby, and we're not going to need mud boots. We're going to need full mud suits to watch this video. It's going to be Pittsburgh hump cut like you've never seen before. I'm going to basically pick your asses up and drop you in 1912 and let you see what the world was like at that time. And I'm going to submerge you in a way that's really going to make you help you understand this thing and really give you a different, wonderful, interesting perspective. It's going to be quadruple X rated, and I think you're really going to love it. We'll do a movie night, and I will give you a heads up when we're going to do it. And I hope that you guys had a great week. I hope you have an even better week this week. Keep your noses clean, stay out of trouble, don't steal other researchers, research without giving credit. And I hope you all have a wonderful week, and I will see you very, very shortly, probably next week. Sound good? Next time, same bat channel, same jet bat place. We'll see you later. Love, Bigs.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good. In the heat of battle, he don't miss.
No.
In the heat of controversy, he don't miss.
No.
It's a mystery! It's a mystery wrapped in a riddle inside an enigma! Don't you get it?
Say woof again! Say woof again!
I've got one that can see.
Welcome to the underground.
This is my kung fu, and it is strong.
See you later.